It looks like it. Boom. 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 Hi, and welcome to Blankbodies, a Vampire the Masquerade V5 tabletop and horror podcast. I'm your host, Hunter, and I'm joined by...
the professional beatboxer, John. That's me.
Yeah. Hey, it's Sarah. I'm dying. It's fine.
Inside or outside?
Both. Welcome to Tzimisce Part 2, Clan Deep Dive Spectacular. Boo, 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 boo. Those who are coming into the middle of this, I bid you welcome. As part of our...
enter at your own free will.
Yes, exactly. There is wine. Anyways, drink responsibly. But part of our Clan Deep Dive series is the listeners of our Patreon persuasions vote on the order of the clans that we have been deep diving and discussing. Part 1 is about, like, vines and clan vibes, clan culture, disciplines, banes, all that stuff. If you want to learn more about how to pick up a Tzimisce character and to play them, previous episode. This episode is clan history deep dive. We're going to talk about their antediluvian and the big shake-em-ups that the clan has caused throughout history.
There's a lot.
This is thick. Yeah, just like...
it's thick and it's goopy.
Double cheeked up on a Tuesday, like Megan Thee Stallion style gams.
Mm-hmm.
Strap in, fam. It's a big boy.
Let's go.
Those of you who are part of the Patreon, we do have the next clan episode polls up, so you can go clack, patty whack, do a democracy.
Yeah, we're down to three clans left to talk about.
What are they?
Polls. We got Banu, Hakim, we have the Caitiffs, and we have the Thin Bloods.
I feel like the Caitiffs are going to be more hard to get stuff about.
It might be shorter.
No one cares about them.
Rude.
I mean, I'm not saying I don't. I'm just saying no one does.
No. Anyways,
they have their own clan.
They got their own things.
I guess that's
they got their
fair.
own things. We can talk about
They're
it.
cool.
Yeah. Anyways, once those have been selected, we will have Hecata month. They're big. It breaks my paradigm, if you will. I have to do it its own way. So we have plans for that when that month comes along. Content warnings. It's a big list.
That's 4 lines long.
I got gender dysphoria, body horror, self-harm, torture, abuse, sexual assault, kink and BDSM, human experimentation, toxic relationships, disease and infection, loss of autonomy, PDF files. I am literally using the TikTok language because if I say this aloud on one of the many platforms you could listen to our wonderful podcast on, we will get demonetized and potentially the whole episode will get taken down. So, sorry. Rest of the list: war, genocide, racism, and environmental disaster. If any of that list hurts your brain or your soul, skip the episode, come back later, have a fruit snack, take care of yourself. Cool. Sources. There's a lot of sources. I use the exact same ones from episode 1 onto here with the addition of Children of the Inquisition, Libelous Sanguine 1, Masters of the State, Transylvania by Night, Werewolf the Apocalypse OG Core Book, Werewolf Dark Ages Core Book, Guide to the Camarilla, Guide to the Anarchs, Camarilla V5 Book, Player's Guide to the High Clans, Beckett's Jihad Diary, Knights of Prophecy. I listed Transylvania by Night twice. Constantinople by Night, the Transylvania Chronicles, as well as the websites Witchcraft, Denunciations in Late Imperial Russia, Peasants React to the Koldun, by Daniel C. Ryan, The Armenian Genocide by the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum, and Kupala Night, a vibrant Slavic holiday and its magical rituals by Lena Leonard.
Is the peasant reaction to the Khaldun...
Mm-hmm.
Is that that's a website?
That's a website.
Is the website like brown?
Yes.
Black text?
Yes.
Read that same fucking...
Yeah! Cool.
All right.
We got the same brain cell. It just had some information that I wanted some like sources on a little bit more. So
it's cool stuff.
It's some cool stuff. So let's go, me Mario. I'm going to start with the generally accepted canon. If there is a thing that I have skipped that is your favorite, feel free to yell at us on our social medias or in the community Discord. I just try to go with what is the generally accepted canon history of Clan Tzimisce. As it has been stated, they're a very diverse group that is very individualistic. They don't always agree. I did my best.
They very rarely agree.
Yeah. So, the eldest is generally accepted as the antediluvian of the clan.
Mm-hmm.
Since the Tzimisce don't hold mortal life in any kind of real esteem, that follows they haven't really given too much of a thought of what the eldest was before they were the eldest.
I mean, why would you give a shit about, like, your larval state
Yeah.
when you are now a butterfly?
So there's a lot of conflicting options of what they could have been before the embrace. And also a lot of the clan don't give a fuck.
Nope. They're
So-
like, well, who cares?
You're like, he was a guy.
Was human, now vampire.
Yeah.
Duh.
So because of that, there's very little in-canon records of what that fucker was doing.
Mm-hmm.
The eldest, in some accounts, may have been an oracle or a mage of some sort.
Would make sense.
Some accounts speak of an awakened mage from the Carpathian Mountains being one of the first childer of Cain. This being remained in those mountains and avoided much of the drama in Enoch. Which I will note, Khaldun comes from the Russian term referring to a male sorcerer.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that Khaldunism is part of the clan kind of maybe gives some credence to this history being correct.
Yeah.
But who the fuck knows? Why would anyone keep records of things? That would be insane.
That's dumb.
In other accounts, Yanosh the Lawful or Enoch themselves pulled their own beast out of their soul and put it into a mage because they just wanted to get rid of the evil that existed within them.
Damn.
They had planned to kill the childers as kind of like sin eater sacrifice kind of a thing, but when they put their beast into this other mage, they were weirdly chill. So they're just like, all right, little homie,
well,
I see you. I guess we'll just let you keep moving and grooving.
Trucking along.
Yeah.
Pal. Great job.
So they decided to be merciful and not destroy the being that they made.
Do you think it was partially because they took all the evil out of themselves?
And then they're just like, ah, shit, I found
I
empathy.
can't fucking kill this person. Yeah.
I feel bad now. Fuck.
I wonder if that's part of
That
it.
might have been part of it.
Yeah.
This being held no connections to identity or physical form and were molding flesh as easily as they could understand reality. So, that might have been the start of this student just been there the whole time. Who knows? That's one account. So there's that. Another account tells basically the exact same story, but it was Erod the Strong that removed the evil from within himself, with Enoch then later embracing the mortal that they shoved all of Erod's evil inside of. And then Enoch also went, well, I mean, they seem fine. I guess I won't mercy kill them. Okay, cool.
All right, then.
Yeah. Also, all of that could be completely false, and who the fuck knows?
Yep.
Yeah.
I like the first one.
Yeah.
That one seems like almost most real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just for some reason, Cain went on holiday to the Carpathian Mountains, embraced a guy, and then, like, fucked off.
That sounds like Cain.
And he just stayed there.
Yeah, and then the other guy's like, well, I live here.
Right.
I don't need to deal with all your bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Very, like, makes sense for the area, makes sense for Cain. I think it's that.
Makes sense for the Tzimisce.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes sense for the Tzimisce.
Cain being a deadbeat dad?
What?
Wait, I can't own the first city? I'm not going.
Yeah, right. Why would I do that?
That's
I
your
have
city.
this.
Oh, you've done this twice? Crazy. So, the eldest seems to view themselves as above their siblings. That's something that does seem to be kind of consistent in the records. So, Yay, some consistency finally. Yeah. They had disdain for how locked their siblings were in their mental, emotional, and physical states. They were able to see the potential in humanity and how they could push even the blood gods into the shadows of society. So even back in ancient times, the eldest was like, hey guys, these humans can be a problem. You're being a bit loosey-goosey.
Let's not.
Maybe don't fuck around and cause an inquisition. And they're like, what? I can't hear you over the sound of me having emotional trauma.
Inquisition. Never met her.
Never met her. Oh, you will. The eldest also saw the long-term problems of the beast, forcing vampires to seek out thicker and thicker blood to subsist on. They have spent decades researching this problem and have yet to find a solution.
Yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense.
Just like, hey guys, maybe us being ultimately a cannibalistic supernatural entity is bad.
Maybe we shouldn't do that.
Maybe we should like find a way to like transform and metamorphose beyond that into something greater. And everybody else is like, what? I can't hear you over my petty squabbles. I'm a politicking. You know. Not that I have any idea what that's like in any VTM game I've ever fucking played.
No.
There is a report that Tzimisce is the one who warped Nosferatu's face and body, and then also sculpted Toreador to be hot as fuck. But then that's also evidence that Vicissitude's been around there the whole time.
Yeah.
So that could be new clan propaganda. Or it's fact. I don't know.
Right.
Run with that how you will in your game. But there's a chance that Nosferatu's fucked up face wasn't Daddy Kane's fault. It was just the eldest being like, heh, bitch. Who knows?
I warped you so bad your kids are gonna be ugly.
Yeah. And there's also some accounts that the eldest was actually the first of the antediluvians, if not one of the first. So that might also be the historical reason why the Tzimisce and the Ventrue end up having problems, because they're like, no, Dad said I was the first. No, Dad said I was the first. So they've just been butting heads for centuries.
I mean, it would make sense.
And just... just eldest siblings being like, no, I'm the favorite. No, I'm the favorite.
Listen, I'm older than you. You can, fine, sure, you can manage who gets to play with the toys in the toy box, but you have to recognize they're my fucking toys, dude.
If you think you're the oldest, you're crazy.
I
was here before
it's
you.
It's literally my name.
It's propaganda. You can gaslight your child or all you want. But I'm the girl boss here. I hate being a Ventrue for this bit, I'll be honest. And, of course, there's also a wide variety of accounts where the eldest stayed and traveled over the millennia.
Mm-hmm.
Strap in.
Let's
Oh,
go.
boy.
So the eldest is said to have had little care for the kind or for uplifting Cain and his fragile ego. So they left Enoch before the general feuds kicked off. So it's either they never went to Enoch or they were there for a bit and then just were like, deuces.
This is gonna end up dumb.
Yeah, it gives it does definitely give energy of older sibling who is tired of everybody's shit and they're like, I'm just gonna break the generational curse and go off and do my own thing. Bye. So hurrah on that.
Hurrah.
Hurrah!
So it is generally agreed that Tzimisce was not around for the generational uprising. How and why that is very not agreed upon and is kind of annoying.
That kind of gives credence to why, like, for sure, he's, like, probably up and moving around and doing stuff.
Well, we'll get there.
Probably.
In the future. Where was it? Yeah. So there are accounts that the eldest has just been in the Carpathian Mountains and has just stayed there the whole time. There's also other accounts where the eldest is said to have traveled to the east through into India and then returns back through the Near East and I'm going traveling.
Goodbye.
I want to go learn things. Good day.
They have books over there that I haven't read.
And now they're my books.
Yeah.
Huh.
See? They're in a box.
During this time, the eldest's ability to manipulate flesh became so profound they were able to basically teleport through their own childer and consume them from great distances. Spooky.
Vicissitude, not a good thing.
Yeah. That is if you believe Vicissitude's been there the whole time.
Yeah.
Because there's also the other plot train where they've just been in the mountains chilling like an old Clan Tzimisce guy. So, like, I don't...
Who knows?
Who knows? It is true. The Tzimisce as a clan exists as a multifaceted, like, hive mind as a way for the eldest to explore and understand the world, kind of similar to the Malkavians' cobweb. But it's flesh and bone and fluids and...
Goop.
Wet-ass puppets.
Wet-ass puppets.
So, depending on how you want to run your chronicle,
that would turn into almost like an Agent Smith thing.
Yeah.
Like homie's running after you and then suddenly he's like into a different person.
Yeah.
Running after you.
Yeah.
Fucking cool. Also scary.
Also super scary. Mm-hmm.
I like it.
I mean, it's technically, if you're somebody who's really scared of antediluvians, if a Tzimisce's around and you believe this, any Tzimisce being around is an existential threat.
Yeah.
Because that means they could just,
pop up.
Mm-hmm. Like, oh, fuck, what is... I'm forgetting the name of the video game where there's, like, a blood virus, and you play a guy that wears, like, a hoodie and a coat, and you can, like, become other people, like, disguise-wise, and you have, like, these weird infection mutations where you could basically turn into blood jetpacks, and you get, like, a big arm sickle.
That's
It's
cool.
set in New York. It's from, like, the early 2010s. I'm forgetting the name of it.
Is that Prototype?
I think it's Prototype. Oh,
I think.
God.
I didn't have a PlayStation at the time, so I never played that one. That sounds right, though.
Yeah, I had an Xbox, so I played the fuck out of that game. I'm just forgetting the name of the game. But it's super fun. But yeah, there's like a whole thing you can do where you can disguise yourself by like becoming people you've consumed. Prototype's very, very Tzimisce coded. If you ever just need more inspo. Yeah, Prototype. That was it. I just feel like a dumbass being like, I've played this game for hours. Why can I not remember what this is? Anyways, so that's also just horrifying to be like, I'm just a little guy. I'm just minding my own business. And then you just explode from the inside out and you as an entity no longer exist.
Yep.
But Dad's home.
Because when he says feeds from the, like, inside, he probably Diablerized.
Yeah. Just...
You're mine now. Fucking wild.
Well, I mean, they've all been his.
That's true.
Theirs.
At some point.
Yeah, the stuff with the eldest is interesting because a lot of the gender language in the text tends to read the eldest as masculine, but there's nothing in the text that says it's necessarily true.
Yeah.
So I kind of go for a he/they in this.
That's fair.
In this script.
That's fair.
Anyways, the traveling continues through Africa and then finally settles back into the Carpathians. So they may do a big old circle.
Well.
It is said that other than antediluvian squabble over politics and Enoch, Tzimisce spread their power and control across Europe and Central Asia, basically starting in the Carpathians, and they went, I'm gonna grab all this. Mine. Yeah, and they solidified this through their own political powers as well as, like, establishing Childer as, like field lords, like, beneath them.
Right.
Being like, well, you're over here, I'm gonna set my baby over here, and I'm gonna set this baby over here, and... They will make smaller babies that will take smaller parcels of land, but it's all mine.
System works.
I guess. So when the Great Deluge happens, the mountain gives shelter while many die in a surrounding area. The beasts are just up on their mountains going, I have got the uppies.
My mountain. Now my water.
Yeah, you all made fun of me. Fools. I have the high ground.
No, you're not allowed up here.
Well, some of the Tzimisce offered their hospitality to the refugees in exchange for sacrifices. These exchanges are said to be the origin of some of the Revenant families we see today.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, you want to have refuge on my mountain? Excellent. Well, you're going to need to share your provisions.
And by provisions, I mean one of your children, once they become like 30. For the next 8 generations, please.
Yes.
I have breeding to do.
I hate that. So the eldest and his brood were caught off guard by the curse of Cain that forces them to be tied to the soil of their native lands, which was the original form of the curse. And if you want that to be your horde in V5, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just the eldest and the others meets are like, what the fuck?
Wait a second.
We were over here minding our own business. We didn't fuck with you. We did not betray you. We even took in refugees, and we're still getting Why?
Why?
The fuck? Yeah, so it's around that time that were the first reports of the eldest going into long bouts of torpor. Is when the deluge happens. So,
okay,
which is not uncommon for a lot of the antediluvians.
Honestly, like when big storms happen, I kind of get sleepy too.
Get the eepy sleepies.
Yeah, they're comforting sometimes.
So I will have to talk about ancient beefs. Because if this clan is anything, petty.
Yeah.
So these will be these are reoccurring beefs that happen over and over and over again, to the point that I cannot ad nauseum talk about every single fucking time they come up as being a problem. So just understand that these beefs are just happening in the background constantly.
Forever, and
continue to happen. So one was the Baba Yaga. She's dead now, but there's still ramifications of all of that, and we'll talk about it.
Oh boy.
So while the Baba Yaga is listed as Nosferatu, the Tzimisce view her as a cannibalistic, malevolent sorceress who is the bane to their existence as a clan. They're just like, that evil witch!
I hate her!
God.
I hate her guts! I hate her house! I hate her shoes! Fuck, I hate that cauldron!
And there are old rumors that persist that she may not entirely be a vampire anymore, or has been cohorting with demons.
Ooh. How else do you get a chicken house?
I mean, how else?
Vicissitude?
I mean...
Cannibal.
Chickens?
With them chicken gams? Them chicken legs?
With them chicken gams.
Okay, I do love...
Wait, it has chicken legs.
Yes.
Can you feed off of Baba Yaga's house?
I don't recommend it.
But could you?
Find out in game.
Hey, add us, blankbodies Instagram or email or something. Tell us if you can feed off of Baba Yaga's house's legs.
It's much like can a vampire lactate? That is a question that I, as your storyteller, have to look at you and go, why am I answering this question? I'm not against answering it, and I'll give you an answer for our table, but like...
Because if I can feed off of it, that means I can feed off of it to 0. I can kill Baba Yaga's
Do you
house by
wanna
eating it.
Diablerize Baba Yaga's chicken hut?
No, but I can feed on it till 0. I don't have to drink its soul. I can stop it at 0.
Why do you want to kill the chicken hut?
Because if she doesn't have a house, it's easier to kill her, and I hate that bitch.
Okay. Okay, moving on. The Guru, other things you can do. So, territorial disputes with the Guru seem to be predominantly focused around what are known as the Shadow Lords. For those who are not up on their werewolf knowledge, Shadow Lords originate from the Eurasian steppe and are often acting as viziers, henchmen, and kind of wet workers, like dirty work behind the scenes guys, for another tribe known as the Silver Fangs. Which are more like esteemed and seen as like prestigious, and then the Shadow Lords are kind of like
They're foil?
yeah, kind of mooks.
Okay.
I am truncating a lot of werewolf lore.
Yeah,
so I imagine there's werewolf people screaming at me.
I
But
don't know a
We
lot
might
of
do
lore.
werewolf tribes next. We haven't decided what we're doing after
we
do the clans.
we have
but
plans to talk about werewolf a little bit more in depth, but yes, let's get through these clans.
Yes.
But that's kind of the quick capsule review on that. So Shadow Lords tend to cling to heathen cultural roots, finding Christendom and Western civilized society to be deeply distasteful, if not dishonorable.
Mm-hmm.
So that can go in a lot of interesting ways, both good and bad. Not the point right now.
Yeah.
While the eldest forms an alliance / friendship, union, or however you wish to parse this with the demon Kupala that lives within the mountains, the Guru find that entity to be vile and have trapped it within the Carpathian Mountains in some sort of like an umbral jail is the best way to kind of explain it.
It's kind of cool. So the mountains themselves are the umbral jail? Or the umbral jail is under the mountains and Kupala kind of like ekes out of it?
Yes.
Kind of both.
Kind of both?
Find out in game.
Okay.
This is another one of those.
You can kind of run it how.
I ran into conflicting information on how that is actually parsed.
Right.
And that also goes kind of the contextual depending upon like what splat perspective you're looking at.
Sure.
So you got room as a storyteller to kind of flip that as you want for your chronicle.
And it probably depends who you're asking and why.
Yes.
You'll probably get very different answers.
Mm-hmm.
I have evidence for one of them in my episode.
Yes. So basically, the Guru were like, "All right, evil Bane spirit, we're gonna trap it,
Brr.
so it's not gonna be a problem." And these goddamn Tzimisce keep fucking with it. Stop it.
You put it under us. We're gonna poke it.
Yeah, and that's why they've been having beef.
Put it somewhere else, I guess. I don't know. Don't touch my fucking mountain.
Yeah, so this does lead into some theories on what Koldunism actually is, but that's a John episode for later.
It's a lot of weird stuff.
There's also an account that the eldest may have taught infernalism, which eventually leads to the Bali involved in all of this. But this could also be an account from a very confused Salubri who can't tell the difference between Shlacha and an actual demon.
That's fair.
So,
yeah.
Maybe the eldest is the one that did the Bali and not Salat. Who knows?
I'm gonna vote Salat.
I've got way more evidence for Salat, but
yeah,
it's fine. And
could also been the eldest be like, "Hey, I kind of noticed this thing. Hey, Salat," and he ran with it.
Yeah. Who knows? It's a lot of conjecture, and also could have just been a Salubri that was very confused. Yeah. We're like, it's a demon! And I'm like, no, it's
just a guy.
Unfortunately, it's just a guy.
That's Greg and Tim.
Greg, turn around. Show him Tim.
Is Greg Tim its true name? Is that how we vanquish this beast?
No.
What infernal tongue is this, Greg Tim?
Greg Tim. Well, really, it depends on which one you see first. Sometimes it's Tim Greg.
Oh. Anyway, so there's also the Old Clan. We've talked about more of that beef in the previous episode. But to touch on it, while there are extremely rare in modern times, Old Clan Tzimisce have fought against their vicissitude-wielding brethren for centuries.
And they have not stopped.
They have not.
And they will not stop.
And it will come up over and over again over the course of this episode. So those three things are just constantly running in the background while we're talking about all this other history. What?
I find it hilarious. These three things, these very big beefy things are just like, yeah, that's just going to constantly happen. Don't worry about it.
I mean, keep it in your brain pan while I talk about other things. So, the Tzimisce have a lot of Gothic roots. Tzimisce of all stripes fought in many wars against their southern cousins, as they term it, which is basically the other clans coming up through Greece, the Balkans, and Anatolia. And despite all of the bloodshed, they have always been able to at least like push back and like maintain their hold in the Carpathians.
Mountains are easy to defend, it turns out.
Yeah, it turns out when you're in a mountain and it's full of holes that you can just kind of like trench yourself in, it's hard to get you out.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Looking at you, Afghanistan. Kind of the same setup. The Southern Alliance has in ancient times been made up predominantly of Ventrue, Malkavians, and Lasombra working together, which is a hell of a trio.
Yeah.
The Lasombra become so invested in these conflicts that even their own antediluvian is said to have personally gotten involved. It is said by some Tzimisce that they cursed the Lasombra antediluvian in retaliation, but this could also just be a tale to explain the fall of the Lasombra later on during the Anarch revolts. The sources are kind of unclear.
So the Lasombra are like using it almost as an excuse.
No, the Tzimisce try to use this as a show of like their power.
Okay.
Of like, see, if the antediluvian hadn't fought against us, he wouldn't have been cursed by us and therefore wouldn't have gotten diablerized later.
Right.
Haha, see, look how mighty we are.
Fuck around.
Yeah. But did that actually happen?
Who knows?
I have no idea.
Right.
I just thought it was a fun note. The Tzimisce wielded magic and dirty politics to pit the Roman Empire clans against each other for centuries until they were able to bring in their collection of Hun, Vandal, and Goth forces to bring down the Roman Empire.
Yeehaw.
That's how the Tzimisce see it.
Look at us go.
They're like, we're in our mountains, everything's good, we're just going to keep poking these guys. Like, poke. Cunning politics and also using magic and and then they're just like, oh no, you fell over. Sad. Anyways, this is mine now.
Well, since you left this behind, I'll go ahead and take care of it. Don't worry. Thanks.
Yeah, there's totally not any issues with the Tzimisce sticking their hook claws into these various like tribal groups that the Garou were also involved in. That totally didn't cause centuries of problems at all. None.
It's always in the background.
Yep. Yeah, it is. So, for the Tzimisce, the Dark Ages, pretty dope.
Yeah.
Was one of their, like, favorite times.
Hell yeah.
The Tzimisce were able to basically rule over everything, and they thought it was a great, fancy time compared to the other clans that were like, oh no, the fall of Rome was so bad and tragic.
What will I do?
What, Sorry. But the Tzimisce were free to rule their lands as they saw fit, feed and embrace as they liked, and experiment to their heart's content. Yes, I did mean this as a pluralized heart. They saw Charlemagne and the Ventrue that kind of allied with that kind of Western European canon as something of a problem. So they decided to fortify their vassals in Eastern Europe. There's every time the more Western vampires start to do a thing, just the Tzimisce's response is, time to get more subjects. Seems to be the response every time. They're just like, you're doing a thing? I don't like that.
Well, I'll just make mine tougher. See, you don't need fortitude when you have subjects.
Yeah, their strategy is to go wide instead of tall.
Right.
The voivods of the clan networked and embraced with the various tribal leaders and built to maintain their powers. And this does seem to be where in history where the Tzimisce and their ties with nobility seem to really start to kick in is the Dark Ages. Because they're just like, well, I got this tribal leader and got this tribal leader. And as we switched from like Dark Ages tribalism into what is beginning as like feudal states, the Tzimisce were like, well, we already got the leaders and now they're nobles. Now they've got the divine rights of kings and I'm powering them, so therefore like I'm your king, I am the land, I'm God. So that's kind of where that kicks in.
Cool.
So some of the clans also saw the clinging to the rotting remains of the Roman Empire through Constantinople as pathetic and also potentially a threat to what they're building up. So the Tzimisce largely kept to ruling their own lands, though some like Dracon claimed haven in Constantinople. And here's where we got to do our first big pause. Okay, so if anybody else decides to read through the clan history in the old clan books for Tzimisce, there is a big content warning I have to give on page 16 and 17 where the clan book Tzimisce narrator character goes on a paragraph diatribe about how he first experienced love with a, oh god, what's the terrible thing he said? Lissome little succubus of 13. And then describes that their passions with this child were so intense they killed the child that they were in love with, but that's no matter because they tanned their skin with the child's brain to make riding gloves that they keep to these very nights. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. That paragraph doesn't add anything other than to remind the audience that the narrator character is a horrifying monster and is in fact a PDF file. I can't say the word because censorship. I would love to just say the word, but is a child predator, like actively, and that wasn't fun to read. I did not enjoy that. I did not have to enjoy rereading that. I did not enjoy being in this character's headspace. I was like, this is cool. Then we got to that part and I went, oh, fuck this guy. I don't want to read this book anymore. I would have thrown this book, much like I did the Ravnos book, but unlike the Ravnos book, we don't have any notes of the authorial intent.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure if the authors were wanting to reaffirm that this particular character is evil and horrendous. Don't worry, he does worse later.
Oh.
And he talks about it.
Oh.
We'll get there. Yeah, so that's in the, so people are like, why aren't they reprinting the original Clan book Tzimisce? I'm like, just that paragraph alone, I'm like, I don't blame Drive-Thru-RPG for not wanting to reprint that. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's right in the middle of the history thing where you're just like, oh yeah, they're talking about like, oh yeah, the wonderful fat days of Clan Tzimisce in the Dark Ages. By the way, I did this horrifying crime. I still have a trophy. Anyways, back to the history, and I'm like,
why?
Narratively, it's a good moment to describe, like, the detachment of humanity that character is having, does experience, does live with. Why it had to be that specifically, I don't know, and that's a really uncomfortable note to be getting from the character that is the voice of this entire clan that the editors for the book have chosen to speak.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's...
bad call.
I'm not saying you can't have the voice of the clan be an evil character, but like that.
They could have done it easy enough by like leaving out the fact that like, you know, he's fallen in love with a 13-year-old and kills her, and then could have just been like, I killed fucking just about anybody, but I, you know, had pleasure in it and made gloves out of it. That's still like,
an adult.
Yeah, legit.
Same story with an adult would have been nearly as horrifying.
Yeah.
But less uncomfortable.
But yes,
less,
now I'm just having to
straight up
spend
gross.
the rest of the book going like, cool, so I'm listening to this fuck-ass predator. Tell me these accounts of history. And I'm like, I hate it. No. So, sorry for the entire stop, but I was like, I have to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. This is awful. I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
This is the first edition Tzimisce clan book, right?
Yeah, it was the first one, yeah.
So they were more villain-coded then.
It's one of those...
They've kind of always been villain-coded.
They've been very villain-coded.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those, especially rereading the old material, I'm really surprised that people, when they've run into the 5th ed stuff, when the Tzimisce are being described as like, yeah, they're villain-coded.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, newsflash, asshole, they've been villain-coded the whole time. Actually, they did you all a favor, because they cut this out.
Yeah.
And some other shit they cut out later on that I'm going to talk about. So it's like, they kind of did y'all a favor on, like, trying to clean... I
would really like it if they did more with the Tzimisce in V5, and they even, like, hardcore villain coded them.
Uh-huh.
They just didn't have to go quite this far.
Yeah, I'm going to share Sarah's quick capsule rules of doing edgy content.
Go.
I am not against any kind of edgy. I am not against even this being presented in a game as a character. All I ask is, 1, it has a narrative purpose. Is there a reason for this? And then the way that this is presented in the book, it's literally just an aside the character has for like a whole paragraph that doesn't really do anything. So I don't know why this is here. And then 2, show that the edgy bad thing is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of not what happens when you're reading this, because this is a character having a monologue at you in the text. There's no one to push back. And the character shows no remorse for this and is actually using this moment to describe a moment of them experiencing ecstatic love. Oh, no.
Gross.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's their way of describing why the Tzimisce were at the height of their powers at that time.
Yeah, like their power was so great that they could do this wantonly and no one could question it.
Yeah.
I can see that. That's still also you're relying on the audience to go, oh, this is bad, and cringe and have a result or like a revulsion to it. Even if the character himself was like described anybody else having problems with it, I would have less of a problem with this.
Yeah.
But there's like, he doesn't describe anybody pushing back on him. He doesn't have any second thoughts on it. There's no way for you as an audience or any other character to react to this kind of a thing in a way that's like, no, bad, actually. So I'm like, you failed the Sarah two-pronged test of doing an edgy thing.
Well, also they didn't do the easiest way to put edgy content like this in a game, because this character's not really given enough information or notable to just use them as a villain in your game. Like, you could just use a scene like that as, okay, this person is an unrepentant villain that we can destroy mercilessly and not feel bad about doing that.
Yeah, but then
like setting up a character like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of a function of doing that. But this character isn't really set up for that either. They're kind of just like an old guy talking.
Yeah, it's I don't want to hear his bedtime story, Grandpa.
Does this person have a stat sheet?
Not that I could find.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so, yeah, because, like, with the way you're describing that, Hunter, that would fulfill my first criteria of why is this here?
Mm-hmm.
There's a narrative reason where it's like, oh, this is an unrepentant villain that I'm giving I'm giving the players space to react to and do something about. I'm like, okay,
cool.
That, as long as you've had the consent checks, that is fine. And hopefully they'll fulfill point 2, which is, this is bad. We're acknowledging this is bad, narratively and out of character. Cool. All right. Sorry for bringing the entire script to a screeching halt. Speaking
it's
of
an important screeching halt.
Yeah, child abuse is bad, in fact. You know, it's also bad than Tremere, and I hate to compare those two things. Don't worry, as we go on, I might have some spicy takes. Anyways, the Tremere being a problem also happened towards the middle of the quote-unquote Dark Ages. The Tremere are established by the Dark Ages setting, which is like 12 something.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's a whole thing. We're going to get into this a bit. So, like with many other social collapses in history, there are many factors. It's not just the Tremere showed up and then that's why the Tzimisce got fucked. There was a lot of other things going on. So there was the 3 beefs happening in the background at all times. You also had Childer fighting each other within their Zadruga because, you know, all Tzimisce are kind of grabby handy.
Yeah.
Many Childer were sent off to fight on behalf of their elders in various wars and conflicts. There's the loss of ancient magic practices because a lot of the elders were getting a little, you know, high on their horses. Because they're like, oh, we have all this land and magic and everything's great. And then they just kind of lost their history because they're like, oh, that was in the past. I don't need that. I'm better now. I'm a stronger person. And it's like, well, if you lose your history and where you've been, you lost it. It's gone now.
Bye.
There's also, you know, wealth disparities were also a thing coming up in this time period due to the feudal system. There's also mass migrations and a prolonged torpor from the eldest. So any kind of ancient feudal structure the clan was used to at that time period was falling apart at the seams. Yorick, one of the direct children of the eldest, built and maintained a massive cathedral of flesh.
Kind of cool.
Yes. For many, many, many centuries. This cathedral of flesh is maintained as a magnum opus to pain and suffering, per page 15 in the revised book, and it was a center of learning and worship for Tzimisce and followers of the Path of Metamorphosis. There's like foundational like mecca of study for the clan and those who follow these things. It's metal as fuck. This cathedral fucks off.
Just gets up and leaves.
Just leaves. Yeah.
Where is it now, I wonder?
No one knows.
How do you not know? Look at it.
So, in 1472, Yorick was inviting Vlad Tepes, yes, that Vlad Tepes, to the cathedral with the intent of embracing him. And it seems the cathedral was either under the manipulations of Kupala or got bored. It's not clear. So it diablerized Yorick and then just fucked off. Could you imagine being invited to some place for like a job interview and then your boss gets eaten by his own house and then the house fucks off?
Just leaves.
Just picks up its little leggies and goes.
Well,
Did Vlad ever end up getting embraced?
Yeah, later.
Okay.
Yeah, he saw that and went like, well, they're bad at management. I'm gonna go back to my castle. And then, but because he's now aware of vampires, he kind of finds his own. If you want me to talk about Dracula in the World of Darkness canon, go vote for it on the Patreon poll.
It is on the poll.
It is on the poll.
It was on the poll.
It'll be on the poll again.
Poll.
So, there is an account that the cathedral fucked off and then settled somewhere, and it housed and then consumed a cult of Bali and then a cult of corrupted Garu around the city of Deva in Romania. So the house was hungry. The cathedral.
Do a whole episode about this damn house.
We could! This haunted ass
That's cool.
flesh house cathedral. It is currently lost. No one knows where the fuck it is. But no one's killed it?
How?
I mean, it could have crawled off beyond the Iron Curtain. where people just don't know what's going on
back there. Yeah.
So it could have been there until recently.
If it ate a corrupted pack of Guru, it maybe got access to the Umbra, maybe?
Could have gone to the Umbra. God.
That thing's just been in the Umbra for how long? And just been wandering around in there?
It could be bouncing back and forth. It could just be stuck. Could have gone inside of a mountain.
Yeah.
There's a lot of options. All of them are horrifying. It could be living underneath the streets of Deva in Romania. I don't know. It just where to go? Where it wants, I guess.
It could just be a cathedral somewhere in Torpor.
Just living just inside the walls of another cathedral.
Cool.
You destroy the cathedral. There's now a smaller, smugger cathedral on the inside. Like a Kinder egg. It's horrifying.
This Kindred egg.
Kindred egg.
Oh, God.
You will.
So, yeah. So that also happened around the same time the Tremere bullshit was happening. On top of the beefs.
I just can't get over the cathedral just being like, I'm gonna get up and go somewhere.
I'm done.
I'll go this way now.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like some had to have happened there, whether with Kupala, or
Kupala would have been like, "Hey, buddy, I need you to move," and it's like, "Okay," and then they just went, and it's like, "That's not what I wanted."
I mean, when you just have a giant building made out of empty, soulless flesh, it seems like a prime target for a demon to fuck with.
And potentially one did.
Just keep that in mind for Tzimisce in general.
Yeah. You're just leaving little empty trousers, if you will, for them to just slide into. Excuse my Wallace and Gromit reference.
Or wraiths.
Yeah.
They didn't have to be a demon.
Oh, God. Yeah, so that was all happening while the Tremere were doing their thing. If you want more details on that, go back to the Clan Tremere episodes. You can learn about the ritual where Gortrix cut his dick off.
Woo!
There's a lot of dick slanging, just so everybody knows.
There is.
So part of the reason with Tremere and his crew in the Carpathians outside of, being mages, they were uninvited. They had the goal of not only stealing immortality, but they were slaying Tzimisce elders and stealing the magic energies of the land.
Fuck them.
So they're just being all sorts of rude.
Yes. How dare. How fucking dare.
Fucking rude. So what?
Here we are, minding our own business, doing our thing.
So these impotent little baby bats should have been a Swesfet done problem. Unfortunately, it wasn't. There were many complications.
Yeah.
On top of the ones I've already mentioned, for the complications being, the Tremere came into this conflict with their own understanding of magics that rivaled the Tzimisce elders because they were fucking mages to begin with, and then you had vampire shit on top of that. So it's like, so you have these guys that are like trained up on their business, trying to do things, and then you have this scattered pile of elders that are just like, what? Huh? And a lot of them had been, as noted in the text, scattered, missing, or complacent.
Yeah.
So they weren't ready for this bullshit. The Tremere crafted gargoyles to combat the Tzimisce Zulu forms specifically. Other clans also jumped into this conflict. There were Germanic, Ventru, Mongol, Gangrel, and Turkish Bana Hakim that went, oh, the Tzimisce are getting fucked with. Arts of time, boys!
Let's kick them mother down!
Yeah! And there were also Christian mortals uprooting Tzimisce from their castles for their crusades against paganism and devilry.
Damn.
So this is like a 5-sided conflict.
Poor guys.
Happening.
Everybody versus one.
Yeah. And then there was also the broken social contracts. There were many elders that were refusing to offer safety to their childer when they retreated into their castles. And then there was also constant abuse from their elders to their childer due to, I'm going to gesture at the red string board of all of the stressors.
Mm-hmm.
And so many Tzimisce childer were like, fuck this.
I'm done.
I fought your wars. I've protected your castles. We are in a time where it is your duty as my liege lord to, like, protect my ass. And then the elders were like, nope.
Closing the gate.
Yeah. Sorry, I can't hear you while the gate is closing.
This portcullis is so loud.
Yeah. So, there was a lot going on. So much, in fact, that the Omen Wars and the First Anarch Revolts are, as I'm deeming it, way too complicated of events for me to cover here in the Clan Tzimisce episodes.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be their own fucking episodes. There's too much shit going on. I thought I could handle it here. I was wrong.
Incorrect.
So yay, more content. But yeah, all of that is happening for the Tzimisce, and they're just like, fuck, this is like a 6v1 problem.
This is a big problem.
And then Baba Yaga is just in the background going, in her little chicken house. Just full babushka. She gets fucked. And she's bald now? Great. Love that. So now we get to Kupala's Night.
Oh boy.
So Kupala and Kupala's Night is a Slavic pseudo-pagan, pseudo-Christian summer solstice festival is kind of what it is in our realm of understanding.
Yeah.
The pagan elements focus upon water through bathing, fire through bonfires, herbal cures, wreaths, and various protections against evil spirits. The festival kind of acts like a midsummer kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
For the Christian elements, there's a lot of focus on baptism and John the Baptist. So it's like a folk holiday thing that the Orthodox Church also picked up and went, well, what if we did stuff too?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a multicultural thing.
Neat.
In all those areas. A lot of it seems really cool.
Yeah.
Kind of neat. Various forms of the celebration and tradition are followed through Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, and Poland.
Nice.
You can look up all sorts of different Kupala's Nights festivals if you want to go look up that kind of shit. For the purposes of World of Darkness, Kupala's Night was held with a ritual involving the sacred fire flower of Kupala. By walking through fire, the younger Tzimisce enacted what is the first Actorus ritus, which is like the first ever case of like a Sabbat rite.
Okay.
The fire flower is a magic red flower that is said to have been gifted by the demon Kupala that is a major component for creating of the Valdry initially. So, big magic, big pagan thing. There's a big bonfire.
So if it weren't for infernalism, the Valdry would have never happened.
Technically, yeah.
Wild.
And also might be part of the reasons why people in like the Camarilla and the Anarchs are like, I don't like the Sabbat shit.
Yeah.
You're literally fucking with demons. And they're like, nah, it's great. Everything's fine.
No, we're not.
I got it under control. Devils, what?
I ain't seen no devil here.
You want to snort this flower? You know. There's that. I'm not someone that really leans too hard into the Abrahamicness of things in the plot of World of Darkness. So sometimes I'm like, are the demons actually bad? And then sometimes you have to go, you know, sometimes the demons aren't just bad.
They're just bad.
This is bad news. So, you know, handle things at your own speed. But in the canon, we have Lugoj the Bloodbreaker, who led this ritual and these Anarch revolts along with Velia and Vikos. Yes, that Vikos.
Vikos.
I will be bouncing between both of their names for Vikos as the plot goes on. Don't worry about it. This uprising was quickly joined in by the Bruja from the west, the Banu Hakim from the east, and La Sombra from the south. And these La Sombra enacted revenge by consuming their antediluvian. So,
all right.
Yeah, so as far as the Tzimisce are concerned, they are the ones who initiated the Anarch revolts, they're the ones that initiated the Rite for the Sabbat, and they're the ones that shepherded vampire kind into breaking the chains of the control of the ancient ones.
You're welcome.
So, a little bit more about Lugoj and the Eldest. There are two main stories here. Story 1. Lugoj led forces to slaughter victoriously against the Eldest and the defenders of the Ancient, until he finally faces the torpid elder in, they're hiding the Eldest. He found the source.
The Eldest.
Lugoj took over an hour to fully drain and diablerize the antediluvian. Soon after, he would fall into a torpor of his own kind, vowing to rise again upon the final nights. He's like, all right, kids, I did the big slurp.
I'm EP.
I expect you all to carry on the work of our revolts. Wake me up before you go. Yeah. This might be seen as a slightly more correct version of the story, because Silas the Salubri shares an account of having witnessed the famed Samiel of the Salubri. Go check out the Salubri episode for more information on that guy. But his main figurehead of the Salubri tried to vanquish the Eldest. So Silas is like, I watched my boy. He fought the Eldest. It was a glorious battle. Didn't quite slay him, though.
Bummer.
And this battle may have injured the Eldest enough to make what work Lugoj had to do possible, let alone be easier. Right. So those two stories together, be like, okay, maybe this is what's going on with the Tzimisce, and that's where the Eldest is.
Right.
Or story 2.
Uh-oh.
Lugoj's attempt at diablerizing the Eldest failed because the Eldest woke up in the middle of this.
Oh my.
The Eldest formed a body matching Lugoj's likeness, and that is the entity that is witnessed doing the diablerie.
So, Eldest eats Lugoj switches place by like flesh crafting himself as Lagos, flesh crafting Lagos as himself, and then took a nap, slurping himself, and then took a nap.
That's one option.
I fucking love that. That's
or there's another option where Lagos isn't diablerized dead, but has been staked and hanging invisible in this cathedral for centuries. And the eldest has just been wearing the Lagos skin suit and just fucking around.
I love that even more.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
3 stories.
Yeah, it's like
2.5.
Yeah, 2.5. So it's a couple of different options. We're moving on.
It really depends if you think that the eldest would have had vicissitude, if that was an original clan thing, or if you believe that that's something that the clan came into later.
Yeah.
Which is hotly debated within the clan. So.
Yes.
Well, I think that it's pretty agreed that the eldest has vicissitude.
Yeah, but it's like, did they have it the whole time, or did they get it through Kupala?
Right. That's the big question.
Yeah. There might be some even in the old clan that have said that the eldest has never had vicissitude, and that's just propaganda. Oh no.
Turns out when you have a whole bunch of people who are like, no, I'm right.
No, I'm right.
Look,
yeah.
I'm right. I wrote a book about it.
I too wrote a book. Poof. Yeah, it turns out when you have a clan that is basically like horny Skeksis, and none of them agree with each other, shockingly, there's like 6 different versions of every fucking event.
Most of them are like the exact same thing with like 4 details changed.
Yeah.
Yep.
And each one is making the person telling the story look like the coolest.
Yeah.
Yes. This episode took a lot out of me to do. So, Convention of Thorns. There were Tzimisce there. Micah Vikos was there and participated in the convention, was a major player. There will be a proper Convention of Thorns episode. But to cover at least what Micah did, they gave a speech on behalf of the Anarchs and pushed back against the plans from the Tremere and even having the Tremere involved at the convention. At some point, Vikos removes his dick and throws it at Hardstadt. It's like one of my favorite things that's ever happened in World of Darkness. So they're having a political fight and just Vikos gets so mad at Hardstadt, he just goes, yeah.
Literally.
Through his dick.
I
like to think it like knocked the hat off.
Yes.
It's so
the
funny.
First time the hat got knocked off the head.
Yeah, see, you've been cursed by fucking Tzimisce.
I like to think it knocks the hat off and then wiggles its way back.
I think it's funnier if the dick just lands limp and like Vikos waits until everybody's left the room and then the dick comes back.
Yes. Vikos forgets it. It has to find its own way home.
I was so angry, and then there's just poor little Pinot's like crawling its way through the castle, and it has a little rucksack on a stick for some reason, just trying to find its way home.
It's more of a nutsack than a rucksack. Anyway,
I needed that. I needed this. Haha. I really did. When the final treaty is signed, Vikos and those who would become the Sabbat led a retaliatory attack against the Anarchs that bent the knee to the Camarilla, purposely violating the new masquerade as much as possible.
Huh.
Yeah, this conflict got bloody immediately. So,
yeah.
Hooray.
Yay.
So that happened. The Tzimisce could not or would not ally themselves with the Camarilla. Many found the idea of bowing to the servants of the Antediluvians even ever again to be super insulting. They're just like, dude, we just got out. Why the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
No. Others acknowledged that their clan, like the La Sombra, had committed the sin of diablerie against their progenitor. This act would keep them separate from the other clans until the others would finally partake and like get their shit together. So they're just like, I can't work with the Camarilla guys. Like, we're too different now. We're different people. Like, we're going on different paths. Like, it's not you, baby, it's me.
It's actually you.
It's actually you.
But it's fine.
Yeah. And most could agree that they would never form an alliance with any sect that would conclude the Tremere. Just that alone, they're like, nope.
Fuck them.
Yep.
Which is funny, especially from that last sentence where it's like, yeah, but like, they kind of did, eat one of the eldest and...
Well, they didn't eat their own
still.
eldest. And even then, it's like, well, you guys weren't ever actually a clan. You're just an aberrant bloodline of the Tzimisce, and then you did everything wrong. You didn't show up with a gift.
You fucked up my house.
You killed the hosts.
Yeah, you literally killed the hosts.
You stole my electricity, power from the earth.
Yeah.
You didn't pay any utility bills.
Awful guest.
Awful guest. The worst guest.
Literally the worst guest ever.
And then you wouldn't leave? Like, you did everything wrong. So, yeah, the beef. So this is beef part 4 now. There's 4 beefs.
Jesus Christ.
Just one of them isn't ancient.
Yes.
It's just old as balls. So, throughout the Renaissance and going forth, the clan continued to suffer and flounder while the West, European West, rose up and did all the money and art and colonialism. And
like, we got these mountains.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, turns out the Camarilla ended up being far more of a force than any of the remaining elders were prepared for. There's like, shit, they're organized, they have plans, fuck. But I got my mountains. And they're like, yeah, but we got boats. Yeah, Camarilla's like, yeah, we got boats, we got spices, dog, we got the silks. Like, we don't have to go through your lands through the Silk Road anymore. We found a way around. Also, the swift changes in warfare, particularly with the advances of firearms, counter and nullify the magic and political power of the clan. Yeah, that's like, I've got these like mighty physical forms. I got all these, slasher troops. I got all these goals. So it's gonna be great. And then there's like, I've got this gun. Gunpowder very fundamentally changed warfare in ways that we do not have time to talk about right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, when your battle plans are, I've prepared a castle and I'm just gonna wait it out and everything, and then the other guys goes, but I got these guns.
These really big guns.
Yeah. Got cannons, which is just a big gun on wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This gun's so big it needs wheels.
Yeah, and a lot of those changes, like, for us in the 21st century, it seems like, that's a really slow change. In terms of, like, human advancement, there's just so fast. Just so many things changed so quickly, and it's just like, oh, shit. Imagine being, like, 1,000 years old, and then somebody's got a boomstick.
Yeah.
And then suddenly everyone has a boomstick.
Yeah.
And you're like, but I'm gonna do my wiggly wizard magic. It's gonna take me 3 days to do this rite, but once it's done...
You're all fucked.
Oh, and I was like, well, I shot you. Also, unfortunately for the Tzimisce, the territory held by the clan is a highly contentious part of the world that changes hands frequently and suffers under many generations of hardship. It's like when you live in a place that is between the warring Europeans that like to go grab stuff and then the other people that have the stuff. It's
gonna be a problem.
It's gonna be a problem. A lot of. Just go look up any kind of Slavic history.
Lots of problems.
Lots of wars constantly.
Yep.
So, some of the younger Tzimisce were encouraged to travel to the New World as part of the spread of the Sabbat.
Go, go, go!
Woohoo! These Tzimisce thrived. Oh my god! I just broke myself a tongue twister. Holy shit! These Tzimisce thrived in the wilds of the Americas, with many picking up arms during the American Revolution as a kind of proxy war for the sect wars happening in Europe. So that's a fun thing with early American history. It's like, turns out in terms of vampire lore, our war for independence was just a proxy war for vampires.
Thanks, guys.
At least partially.
At least partially, yes. The success of the American Revolution cycled back to, quote-unquote, the home front in France, because, we won, and,
What?
What? And then, the European vampires and the Sabbat were like, oh, hey, they did it over there, cool. We got these guillotines now, and the mortals don't have bread. I have an idea. Whoopsies. This, in turn, is thwarted by the Camarilla making major steps to settle within the United States. So not too long after the American Revolution, the Camarilla goes, hey, so this America thing,
pretty cool.
They have so many resources and business opportunities and land, and I'm gonna take it.
That's mine.
Yeah, and the Tzimisces that were around in the spot were like, hey, it's ours.
Wait a second, we were here first.
And unfortunately, the sect wars kind of pilled out as the do.
Yep.
And this pushed the Sabbat into Canada, Mexico, and further south into Central and South America. So that's kind of why the Americas are, in terms of vampire politics, laid out the way they are. Explaining it very quickly. I will enjoy getting into doing things with the sect wars and the various, like, Sabbat, civil wars and things like that. I do want to cover those. We're now getting to that point. Holy shit. A portion of the Tzimisce within the U.S. did end up settling within the American Southwest, finding homes with the Dene people and the reservations that they had been put into. Though those Tzimisce do not count themselves as the Sabbat. They just went, these are my people, and
plopped.
Yep. I just thought that was a neat note.
Yeah, that was neat.
Nothing else happened. They're just there dealing with reservation problems. That is a whole other... Whew. Also, following the flow of immigration, many Tzimisce moved to the New World alongside their Slavic counterparts. So as we have the various ways of immigrations of, Eastern European folks into the Americas, Tzimisces were like, well, I'm going with them.
They're my people, so yes. I will go.
Those who could stomach the transformation found in the Industrial Revolution found it to be revitalizing, innovative, and a fine way for them to reestablish their grand castles. Ground castles.
Grand castles.
Yeah, but it's in steel and concrete instead of like stone and earth. Mm-hmm. So there's some Tzimisce that just like clung to their castles and stayed in the old country and lightning flash and bats. Yeah. And then there's some Tzimisce that when they followed along with their people, they came to the New World with all the Industrial Revolution stuff and went, oh, this is fantastic. It's interesting what happens to bodies when you put them inside of wheels. And others that took advantage of, the Gilded Age and things like that, where they're like, well, of course I am the one in charge of this. This is my factory.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. The peasants that work my factory.
My employees.
Yes. It's one of those that like, yeah, see, I see the feudal lord thing here, and then I see it's called a CEO. Fascinating.
Yes.
It's still mine, yes. It's wild. It's a wild time. Those other Tzimisce that became patrons of the arts in various city centers, and they more focused on their control through immigrant communities, brown and black and queer communities, basically places where more liberal stances towards sexuality and expression and all of that could be, explored. Mm-hmm. So you have some competition there against, the Toreador and or friendly rivalries. But there's, I thought it was interesting in the clan books that they were talking about how there's Tzimisce that specifically funded like the early upstarts of jazz and like the Harlem Renaissance, because they found it to be like you guys are doing something neat.
You're experimenting with things.
Yeah, experimenting with art and form, and you're not trapped within the confines of what the human body should be according to those dumb fucks in Paris. Fantastic. Here's money.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, which I'm like, that's cool.
Go them.
See, sometimes the Tzimisce do things and you're like, that was neat.
Great job, guys.
Like, I just need more Tzimisce that are really into jazz.
Yeah.
I enjoy it because it's freeing. You're not constrained by the confines of the 4/4 count.
In the background, you just hear.
Just more cool jazz man Tzimisce. I need it. Yes. Those who remained in the old country found opportunities within the rise of nationalism and class consciousness, which is kind of interesting, because you do have the portions that still stayed really in that feudalism, lord and castle, the thing. And then there are savvy older Tzimisce who are able to embrace younger Tzimisce to aid them in transitioning from landed gentry to barons of industry. So you got the young ones that moved to the New World and they went, aha, factories, this is mine.
Yeah,
I can do this. And then
Let's
there's
go.
the old guys that go, this is fast. This isn't interesting. Yes, I murdered your family and turned you into an unholy nightshirt being against God, but I need you to explain to me what a cotton gin is. What is this typewriter? Click, click, click. Could I make it out of bone?
Look how fast I can type. 13 more fingers.
I'd make you. This is my typist girl. Look at her. She has so many fingers.
Palms just have more fingers out of them.
Oh no, she types so fast.
So fast.
The youngest of the clan gravitated toward radical movements and allowed them to carry on the sect wars. This does include, anarchists, communists, fascists, and then now we're in world wars. Hi, guys.
No.
We're spicy times.
Yay.
Well, at least you gave some positives before.
I tried, yeah. There's some
that was
interesting notes of Tzimisce during like the 1800s and stuff, like getting tied into various like nationalist movements in like the Balkans and Eastern Europe, and these like long oppressed groups finding like pride, but there's also bloody conflict, and that totally doesn't have ramifications for things that are happening now.
Yeah.
But yeah, World War I, a fun time for everyone.
Well, that is a word.
For the whole family.
That is a word. And you did use it.
I did use it. This is the second time ever in the history of blankbodies I had to use an emoji in the script. And for everyone to know, it is an upside down smiley face. Hooray. So, with World War I, the assassinations of nobles in various communist revolutions mirrored the battles of yore with the anarch revolts. So some Tzimisce got really excited, and they're just like, oh fuck yeah, it's time.
Let's go.
Let's do this. And then there's other Tzimisce who were the aristocrats and suffered losses at the hands of the Bolshevik Bruja.
Whoops.
Whoopsie poodle. So, some ups, some downs.
Kind of went back and forth on that one.
Yeah. Regardless, though, trench warfare and the rise of modern war was a feast both literally and intellectually.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
We talked about that last episode a little bit.
Yeah, we did. Many Tzimisce not only studied the new forms of destruction and pain brought on by the new kind of war.
Gah.
Some would leave twisted corpses, just to see how those living would react, because basically in the trenches they're like, wow, there's no masquerade here.
Yeah, kinda.
I can do whatever I want now.
Ugh.
And I'm just like, oh, no. And if anybody wants some inspo on like what that could look like or what that was kind of like, there's an artist known as Otto Dix, Ottodix. He's got some really good illustrations, but a lot of it is very, it's very graphic. There's definitely corpses and shit in there. So if you're not ready for that, don't look it up. But good inspo for Tzimisce dealing with the First World War. And now we get the fun of talking about the Armenian genocide. I don't want to talk about it, but I have to, because the book. So, the Armenian genocide takes place between 1915 and 1916, when the Ottoman Turks slaughtered 1.2 to 2 million Armenians in what is often seen as the first genocide of the 20th century. This is for some reason contested by people. I don't know why.
Is there another, like, smaller one that they say happened before it? Or are they saying it doesn't count?
They're saying it didn't happen.
Oh.
Like, at all. Yeah. I'm not going to get into all of that right now because I don't have that kind of time. But it did. It was bad. There's still effects currently now, including, like, active military conflicts that trace back to this event. So I have to talk about it. I also had to talk about it because the lore book stated that some Tzimisce, including specifically name-checked Sasha Vikos, having used the event of the Armenian genocide as an opportunity to bulk out their numbers of ghouls, slachta, revenants, and experimental supplies.
Ugh.
Gross.
Yeah! I promise, guys, I am trying my best to not paint this clan as, like, horrifying monsters. But then I get to things like that in the book, and I have to go, woof.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of are.
It's not the whole clan, but it's enough that it's...
They were painted as villains.
Yeah.
That's what they were wanting to make them, I feel like. So they just had to push it. It was 90s.
It was 90s and aughts.
Yep, 90s and aughts.
Ooh.
They don't know
And now we got World War II.
How to not be dumb.
Now we got World War II, which is where we get to the term Pax Vampirica, which I think is an interesting term or concept during World War II. This was an unspoken truce between various sects to find refuge and feeding grounds among the network of concentration camps run by the Nazis.
Yo.
So the Tzimisce is like the only one that's open about the, hey, we all kind of had an agreement that the war, regardless of like what's happening, we're just gonna kind of use it for our benefit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, that's super fucked up. That's horrifyingly fucked up. Why are you the only one actually acknowledging this though?
Right.
Like the others are like, yeah, we had some bad guys in our clan, but like, we already took care of them.
They're dead. That's not a big deal. I feel like it's probably because they're pretty open about, like, most of the things they've done that are fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the Tzimisce, I don't feel like are ones to be like, oh yeah, we might have, like, eaten some people in a concentration camp.
Yeah.
Instead, they are, like, coded to be much more like, no, we did that, and so did you guys, and what's the problem here? Why can't we just admit this?
Now we have to go do another pre-K pause, guys. Hi.
Yeah, sorry.
It's fine. It's just, it's in the book. It's in the text. I hit the wire. I'm sorry, Hunter. So in the OG Clan Books of Tzimisce on page 22, the narrator, yes, that one.
God.
Same guy.
Here we go.
Goes on about his work in Auschwitz with his friend and bestest pal, Dr. Mangala. They also include describing about how he enjoyed feeding upon victims in the concentration camp. And also, weirdly enough, in the very next paragraph, talks about how he fucking dislikes Nazis because Nazis, like, trampled all over his homeland. But then also, the very next paragraph after that starts with the sentence, but all good things must come to an end, the Third Reich crumbled. Yeah, so if you don't want to read about a guy...
This fucking idiot.
Talking about how much he enjoyed feeding off of survivors of a concentration camp and also feeding off of Nazis and just... I don't know, it just seemed like a weird cope paragraph in the middle of him just describing being like a horrifying... Like, I'm like, dude, you're already... you're already a child abuser. Why'd you have to go here? Like, I wanted to throw the book, but I only have it as a PDF. Because I can't find a physical copy of that book. Can't imagine why. Wanted to throw it, I couldn't. And also, I'm like, is this the author trying to reestablish that this guy in particular is a monster?
Right.
Monster. But then why is he also the voice of the Klan?
But either way, it's weird that it's not in a consistent sort of way.
Yeah, it's like, why are you so chill with having the space to do these horrifying experiments and things, but then you're also mad at these same people for, like, stomping on your home? So I'm like, I don't know if this is the character coping with having to deal with the other Tzimisce that are fucking against all this shit and also are very, very Slavic coded in their responses to Nazism, and the, like, fuck these guys, fuck everything about them. Like in an existential threat kind of way, because yeah, the Nazis also viewed Slavic people as, like, subhuman and also put them in camps. So, like, it's weird, my dude, that you're like, oh no, they spoiled my home.
Yeah.
But it's also sad they're gone. I miss my friend, Dr. Mengele. Yeah, it's very confusing. So,
it is interesting that, like, they're using it, because, like you said, there are lots of Tzimisce that did profit off of this, for sure, but, plenty of them that were like, no, you get out of here, and you get out of there, and fuck you, and everything that you stand for.
Oh, you Nazis. Think I'm subhuman?
Right. I am far past, thank you very much.
I'm beyond human.
Yeah.
How dare you?
How fucking dare.
And you're taking my people?
Right. Yeah, like...
What? Crazy. So it's like...
So it's weird that they use this guy who's just very like, yeah, buddies about it.
He seems just kind of fine with anything. It's weird.
It's like this very weird, it's like Marquis de Sade libertine caricature.
Yeah.
But it's weird he's not villainous in the same way consistently either. It's not like he claimed some experiment or something in the camp as his own, and then he has like, oh, I made this, like, memento for myself from the time period. At least there'd be some consistency between these horrible acts and saying, okay, this is how they cope with the thing.
Yeah.
They've memorialized it, and it's, like, become a token. But, like, they don't even really do that again.
It comes off as, like, old man yells at class. It's like Grandpa reminiscing about the good old days when he could get away with doing...
smacking the waitress's butt.
Yeah, and also just, like, crimes against humanity.
I was talking about Grandpa still. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, some of our great-grandpas.
Some grandpas.
Yeah.
I guess that's true.
Yep. So... yeah, it's a lot, and it's a lot to be getting from the voice of the Klan and the guy who's delivering the Klan history in a weird way where it's like, and you want people to play this?
To me, it's just weird that it is villain code. It's very villainous, but it's very just like shrugging it off, like, eh.
Yeah.
I think they were probably doing that to try to paint the, like, he's so detached from his humanity. These things are blasé because, like, why would I care about it?
I think there's ways to do that without getting, like, a half-mast about abusing concentration camps.
100% agree.
Like, I'm like, holy shit.
I was just saying, like, I feel like that's what they were probably going for.
Yeah.
I don't know, because we don't have author notes.
Yeah, and there's also, like, this is also the first in-character Klan reading where I've talked about World War II stuff and went, oh yeah, that guy was absolutely a Nazi.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Not the voice being like, oh yeah, there were factions that did this thing and we don't agree with it. And I'm like, did you really? That sounds like coping.
Right.
This guy was like, oh yeah, no, best buds. Mine the friend. And you're just like, please no.
Please stop.
Holy shit. Why has no one put you down yet? Holy fuck. just based on your gloves alone. Holy fuck. And furthering this into the revised book, there are several Tzimisce that canonically have worked with the Nazis and other fascist groups for various reasons. This does include the named characters Landolf II and Dr. Totentaz, that are canonical characters. They got names. You can go look them up.
I feel like Totentans has come up before.
She's the Nazi, like, in the clan book, she has, like, swastika like bikini top on.
Oh, that infamous bit of art.
Yeah.
So in the context of the lore, some were just very excited about being able to just practice eugenics, but unfortunately Tzimisce, for them, some were very detached, and they're like, yeah, we're just breeding people, it's whatever, like what you term as good and proper is just dependent on what the experiment is. And they try to have their cake and eat it too, in terms of like having narratives talk about eugenics and being like, oh, well, it's fine if the Tzimisce do it because they're detached from humanity. And I'm like,
it's not fine.
No, none of that's fine. That's actually all bad.
They may do it, but it's not okay.
Yeah, like the narrative needs to go, that's horrifying, and not write it in a weird, like, this justifying it in an edgy kind of way. Yeah. Because again, you could have a character, I think, that could be like, no, I'm interested in trying to help elevate humanity, and then get into the scientific follies of that, but that's not how it's presented. It's
presented more like how a lot of people breed dogs.
Yeah, and that's gross and weird.
I think it's gross and weird when you do it with dogs.
Yeah. Pugs need noses, goddammit.
Yes.
And again, not saying you can't explore these things in any kind of a story. I'm just like, have a reason for it and put it in the proper context, please. Thank you. There's also other Tzimisce that were interested in reclaiming their ancient pagan roots, and they're like, yes, it's go time. And then there's others that were just really fond of the secret societies and conspiracism within fascist regimes, and looked at it as a tool to reclaim and reestablish themselves in this new, like, noble hierarchy. So yeah, there's some that bought into it hook, line, and sinker. There were others that were like, oh, cool, these dumb fucks got all the money and the power and everything, and I could just, like, manipulate them into doing what I want to do. We have no idea what that's like right now.
No.
None. That group chat. Oh, God. Yeah, that's... And Tzimisce also took advantage of Nazi policies and military tactics to smash through Camarilla holdings, and it's kind of left in a weird mix of some did not like Nazism, but they were using it as like a predatory opportune moment, and other ones were like super into the idea. Though I will give the text at least the credit of the books have maintained very firmly that Hitler and the Nazis were not caused by any supernatural forces or influence, and that the characters that do get involved with them from the vampire side are basically just monsters that are taking advantage of a situation, which I'm like, good.
Yeah.
That's good. Thank God.
It's good that they had enough wherewithal even then to do that.
They're like, Hitler's just a guy and he's a monster.
Yeah.
And the people who believe in this shit are monsters. And there are monsters that will take advantage of that. And I'm like, I think that is narratively an important lesson to teach and share and talk about. Some of the way that was handled,
not the best.
I'm not a big fan of, because some of it is lacking a point.
Yes.
And is lacking the context of being like, this is in fact bad. Hooray!
And also, as far as just like clan history goes, it's kind of just it feels like a minor note the way it's thrown out too.
No.
I mean, this one specific character's involvement I'm talking about. Like, it's not like it's a major plot event or anything. It's just kind of just thrown out there. It's like, I did a thing anyway.
Well, like for the OG clan book, yeah, it reads as Grandpa's reminiscing about his youth and heyday, which is like creepy and weird. And then when you read it in Revised, it's a pretty sizable section.
That's good.
Talking about, like, the Tzimisce who were involved with the Third Reich. And the narrator character is not pleased about it. And I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yay!
See, there's a way where you can talk about it where it's like the narrator character is like, I don't like these guys, but here's who they are and here's what they're doing and this is what's going on. So I'm like, good.
If you run into them, punch them in the face.
Yeah, or, and as at least acknowledging, like, hey, so there's some of our clan that were really into this, and there's some of our clan who are super not into this. Other little rounding out note for World War II, because, for the Tzimisce, it's just a very complicated conflict, because you do have the Tzimisce on one side of the conflict being involved in, like, the Soviet side. And then you have a bunch of Tzimisce that are also getting pulled into the Nazi side. And this is also a clan that has had infighting for aeons.
Yeah.
The whole time. So... And then there's also the 4 beefs happening in the background the whole time.
Oh yeah, we forgot.
Yeah, this is all the Babushka fighting, the Guru fighting, the old clans Tzimisce, and then just shake fists at Tremere. And it's like, Tremere also, some of them did some stuff with the Nazis, some of them couldn't give less of a fuck. So
honestly, like, regardless of what books say, I think that you both were right in that it's like, the way they're written, it's like, yeah, like, 1 or 2 of them really, we don't like those guys, but we didn't profit off it. Just those guys. Just those 2. The 2 Toreador, nobody else. And then blink, 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 blink. Look sideways.
Ignore all my bank accounts in Switzerland.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Like,
oh yeah. But with the mention of the Soviets, a lot of the Soviet tactics that were used during World War II very specifically fucked up the Tzimisce. Because a lot of the war tactics was just Stalin going, throw more men at it. Throw millions of men at it.
Yeah.
And that causes problems. I'm just going to gesture at Stalingrad. Stalingrad alarm. Holy fuck. Ugh. Bad time. So basically, by the end of all of this, within the Eastern Bloc, what little clan elders remained were basically those that were members of the Ordea League. Those are the only notable Tzimisce elders that are left in Eastern Europe are part of the League.
Nice.
Everybody else fucking dead. Rough time buddies. So in terms of post-war, the Ordea League was able to silently build up its own holdings during the Soviet regime, while the Bruja slowly lost control of the region. So yeah, just the Soviet Bruja were like, yes, we've got this People's Council, everything's gonna be great, and then they kind of dropped the ball, and just very quietly behind them, the Ordea League's like, all right, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna take this, and patch this up.
Ooh, this castle's kind of fucked up. Here, get some rocks on that.
Those Tzimisce who survived World War II, who became deeply paranoid, would ensure that their holdings contained gulags, lest they run out of herd again. That was a big problem during World War II, because just people would just flee regions, and because the Tzimisce couldn't, like, leave, a lot of them would just starve or cannibalize each other, because they just were like, I've got literally nothing.
Yeah.
So when you survive that, your plan is like, well, back to prison camp plans again. And I'm like, guys, please stop doing that. Please stop. And the answer is no.
I'm hungry.
Yes. The Tzimisce did flourish when they were able to adjust within things within the modern era. So those who were able to combine their sciences with their ancient arts were able to wield a new reign of terror and fear through the mortal machinations of the military-industrial complex, as well as the vampiric black hand within the Sabbat.
Great!
Hey! Woohoo! They're just like, science wonderful, what is missile? Can the missile have arms?
Can it scream?
Yeah. So those Tzimisce did great. Some enterprising Tzimisce within the USSR would find ready work within the Biopripyat, which is the Biological Warfare Bureau within the Soviet Union. This includes not only testing within gulags, but the destruction of the Aral Sea, which was one of the largest bodies of fresh water. It's now a desert due to terrible land management by the Soviet Union. You can go look it up. It's fucking sad. And there's also a island that was being used to test anthrax and bioweapons in the middle of the Aral Sea, but because there's no more water, it's a desert now.
Yeah.
The island is not contained anymore by water.
That's good.
It's an ecological disaster.
That's great.
It's horrifying.
That's what you want.
There also seems to be a split within the clan on whether or not ecological disasters like that, and many others, have been happening, or good, bad, or just a transformation of the earth caused by humans. And they cannot agree whether this needs to be stopped and, like, maintain the earth and, the spirits and everything that reside within the earth. Or if they're not bothered with it and they're like, it's just another transformation cycle. It's going to do what it's going to do. Don't worry about it. Or others are like, we want to make it worse. I'm trying to push the metamorphosis of the planet. What if there's more pollution?
Yeah.
So that's a whole new level of fighting within the clan of,
You have one neighbor who's just like burning styrofoam in his backyard all the time, and the other one's just like trying to prune his like bonsai trees. It's like, will you fucking stop burning that styrofoam?
You're ruining my experimentations on the humans because they're so full of cancer and microplastics. They're fucking useless now. They all taste bad, too.
Yeah.
This one's so full of asbestos. And they're like, well, if you keep putting asbestos in him, he'll be flame resistant. So yeah, it's just fallout from bad management of countries and things. Speaking of bad management of countries and things, with the chaos of the collapse of the Soviet Union, there was a mad dash for the collecting of assets, ghouls, and various supplies, like nuclear weapons.
Whoa!
That are still missing to this day.
Whoa!
By the way, that's not a lie. There are a small handful of unaccounted for nuclear supplies from the Soviet Union that are unaccounted for.
Good.
I gave you guys a gigantic plot hook.
Yep.
Have fun. Don't worry about it. The rise of oligarchies within Russia and various Eastern Bloc countries have no way of being anything weaponized by the Tzimisce whatsoever.
Couldn't
Never.
have been.
Never. Just... I'm just... Sorry. My brain just went, what if Putin was a revenant? I'm like, no! No! Get him out of here. Stop it. Continue on. There is a schism of Tzimisce who never quite let go of World War II or any of those ideologies, which is something that is spoken about at length in the revised book, so I have to talk about it here. So, this does include embracing neo-Nazis and using the unrest caused by the decades of economic oppression and political subjugation within Eastern European countries to radicalize new generations of ghouls and childer as foot soldiers of the Sabbat. That is explicitly talked about as a strategy. And people are like wondering why the Sabbat might be coded as bad guys. And I'm like, they're literally using manosphere red pill incel pipelining to radicalize and push accelerationism to recruit people for their holy war.
And they
couldn't be bad guys. What are you talking about?
They have active leaders that are like neo-Nazis too.
Yeah.
Like the whole Totentans we talked about.
Yeah.
I took a peek at that page.
Yeah. There's
a lot.
Yeah. These younger racists were known as Glatzen, which is known as like skinheads, which I will argue. Dumbass racists stealing skinhead culture, but we do not have time for that rant right now. Also, within the West, other Tzimisces took advantage of groups like the KKK and George Lincoln Rockwell's work within the American Nazi movement in a similar fashion. So it's not just the Eastern Blocs. It's happening right here in our home. Oh boy. Simultaneously, there are other Tzimisce weaponizing radical groups within the civil rights era to push for black superiority instead of white and various other kind of supremacy movements. So, good news, the Tzimisces that are radicalizing racism don't just use white supremacy, they try to use the entire gambit of supremacies. It's all bad. Some of them are definitely worse than others due to, systemic violence.
Yeah.
But, that's written in the book, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It is also noted that there are plenty of other Tzimisce who loathe the stain of fascist bring upon the honor of the clan and will actively act against them. So good news. If you love Tzimisce and you're just like, oh god, this is all terrifying and horrible. I'm like, you can actively play a Tzimisce that's like, no.
Oh yeah.
Dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow, dishonor on your flesh cathedral. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
It was a lot to read through, guys. It hurt my brain. I was trying my best to be like, hey, there's cool things happening. And I'm like, every time there would be like a cool thing, there'd be like 6 horrifying things happening. Yeah. And the whole time, the character that was telling me these things in the canon was like twirling their little mustache. And it was upsetting. It was a lot.
Do you think that guy has a like twirly mustache, or do you think he has like
big thick mustache?
Oh no, I was thinking like the pencil stash.
Oh no, we're going full
big bush.
Big bushy mustache. So wrapping up some stuff with Old World before we get to V5. With the fall of the Ravno, Tzimisce have risen up in India in large numbers once again. So there was like a little pack of little culture group, kind of fell out, and now the Ravnos are gone. The Tzimisce are like, hi guys, we're back.
Hey, did you miss us?
Those of the clan in India have remained independent for centuries, but some of them are finding their allegiances with the Sabbat. Which rounds us to, is the eldest alive or is they dead? And my answer is maybe shrug. I guess it depends on how you want to run your game.
Yeah.
I don't, because we have the plots of Lugoj either having ate the eldest and is now the eldest, or they didn't, or with that how you will.
Big question mark.
One account shares that the eldest was able to avoid being slain by the hand of Samuel, even before Lugoj showed up, by teleporting to the body of Drakon in Constantinople. And Drakon grew the eldest within their body and birthed this infant like a child.
Whoa.
And then took the baby eldest, the Benjamin Button, and planted that seed within the Carpathian Mountains, where they continue to develop further. So they could just be back in the mountain. The dragon grows once more. I don't know. Yeah. And there's another option where they're under the streets of New York, because everything fucking happens in New York City. I swear to God. So there's an account of a massive network of flesh, much like a slime mold, consuming and growing underneath the streets of New York. Neat. It's left a little unclear how the slime mold flesh thing got there. There's an account that potentially the pseudo Lugoj may have awoken and just went there.
To do that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Fucked off, much like the Flesh Cathedral. Just, I'm up now. I'm gonna go over here.
I'm gonna go over here.
Yeah.
And I'm back down.
Yeah. There seems to have been a gigantic crash out where the eldest may have tried to call upon all of their childer to consume all life on Earth for the final grand metamorphosis. But by the time Beckett's jihad diary rolls around, this task appears to have been too difficult, so the eldest is just chilling under the city, just vibing.
All right.
Like a slime mold.
Yeah, like a slime mold. Intelligently looking out for food.
This does lead to some horrifying cringe writing of a possibility of a thing, but that is when we get to the Bana Hakim episode. We'll talk about that later.
Uh-oh.
It does involve 9/11.
Oh!
Oh, boy.
Our favorite subjects on this podcast: World War II, 9/11. We fucking love talking about it. I would love to escape. We're so close to being done with these episodes. I'll be able to escape my World War II horror hole. But until
it'll be there again.
But my watch is not over. So V5 canon.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten to Wraith yet. How are we gonna?
Oh god. It's fine. So within the V5 canon, there are those who basically understand that the Tzimisce are complicated. There's a lot of different options. So, they're diverse as ever. You have a lot of different options. It basically boils down to many Tzimisce have remained within the Sabbat, and they have fallen into a renewed radicalism of the sect. So there's some that have like quadrupled down on like, I'm the villain.
Right.
But I'm justified because I'm here to kill God and save the world. And I'm like, oh, if you kill everyone,
there's nothing left to save.
Yeah, like what are you doing?
Yeah.
Accelerationism is in fact bad. I'm not going to get off of that molehill, guys. I'm sorry. Others have shifted towards the anarchs, finding new freedoms within the rebirth of the movement, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this thing that our ancestors did, we can pick those swords up again. Hoorah! Let's go do that." Very few Tzimisce have swapped to stay within the Camarilla, finding the combination of old world values and the front row seats to watch the Tremere flail way too tempting. Just petty cats. Petty cats. And then there was those who have joined in with the Ordea League and have given rise to the might of the old clan Tzimisce with their swords and battle cries for the glory of the dragons.
Hell yeah.
So you got some options.
I kind of like the Ordea League.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of neat.
I'm sure if we ever did a long episode on them, we'd find a whole bunch of monstrous evil things.
Oh, there's monstrous evil things in everything.
In everything. It's World of Darkness.
Yeah.
But they're pretty cool.
But I'm like, this is a fun new option that people can explore.
I got a sword, and I say fuck the Cam, the Sabbat, and the Anarchs.
I'm gonna do my own thing with blackjack and hookers, maybe.
Well, I got the sword at least.
Yeah, the sword's pretty cool. And a banner.
Yeah. And it ties into the we talked about in our Salubra episode, the couple that are still just holding on to like the knightly hood.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they're hanging out with them too.
Potentially. Or the knightly Salubri are just too scared of the Tzimisce because they're like, they're devils.
Yeah.
And he's like, no.
I'm not.
I just can become a dragon.
You're right. I am not a dragon. There is a difference.
It's just like the ones that you think are the devil are the ones that are like making the weird goop creatures, and I also don't like them.
Yeah, right.
Just, poor Silas is still kicking around. It's like, no, they're all bad. I've seen it.
I seen it.
It's like, did you really see what you saw?
Did you?
Are you confused?
But I seen it with all three eyes.
Well, I feel like having that third eye is just going to add like more input and just confuse your brain.
All three eyes.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
So major characters for the clan of note. Vikos is a Ronin leader within the Sabbat and is an acclaimed Nodist scholar. They're a huge fuck deal of a canonical character.
I know what
they are in the pile of NPC deep dives. We'll get to them when we get to them.
Yeah.
Yes.
What does Ronin mean in this context? Because I'm used to thinking of Ronin as in like the solo werewolf type Ronin.
Ronin, it's like there's samurai who are like pledged to their liege lord. And all that. Ronin are free range samurai.
Basically for the Sabbat. Though.
Yeah.
So basically the same thing as the werewolves, but
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. It's just we in the West don't really have a good one-word term for a free range knight or leader or any of that kind of thing.
Free range knight.
Yeah, that's what a Ronin is. Free range knight.
It's just funny.
We also have Dracula.
Hey,
it's canon and still kicking.
Motherfuckers,
member
we got him.
Of the Incarnu and has been manipulating all of the sects and doing their own thing.
Remind me in Kanu.
It's like 7-layer bean dip plot within the Sabbat.
That's what I thought.
We'll get to it.
Yeah,
okay.
It's
crazy.
There's a lot in there.
There's also Mayumi Shibasaki. Sorry. Not good with Japanese, guys. Shockingly. Major independent figurehead within the Tzimisce. They run major financial businesses out of Tokyo. So we got a Tzimisce over there just like, I do this.
Cool.
Which is neat.
I like it.
And then there's also Isaac Brooke, who is an anarch Tzimisce within the series New York by Night. If you want to check that out. I know a lot of people have been enjoying that series. He's played by Alex Ward.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like me some Alex Ward.
Yeah. Lore sheets that are clan specific. There's not really anything clan specific in terms of lore sheets. Caldonic sorcery, though, is limited to only the Tzimisce.
Did they put that in? I couldn't remember if it was actually limited or if it was a suggestion limited. I mean, it's all suggestion, but if they were like,
I mean, if
usually it only is like they do in some things, or if they were like, no, the Tzimisce have this.
Yeah.
Cool.
So good news. Woo.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
We did it.
Especially like with the Caldonic sorcery, they're very guarded on that.
Very, 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 very guarded. I do appreciate, and then in V5 they've opened up blood sorcery to count all the different schools of blood magic, and then different people have different subgenres that are specific to them that they can either teach or not teach and whatever.
Right. I think that's neat.
Oh my god, this history episode.
Yeah, it's a rough one.
It was rough.
It's a rough one.
It was rough. There was a lot of bad.
I know that they were trying to code them super villainy. I understand that they were doing that. I kind of wish they had given more, like, actual examples of Tzimisce that weren't fucks. You know what I mean?
I think there's ways to narratively showcase somebody being detached from humanity and not be a child predator.
Yeah.
And I think there's ways of showing, like, I hate to admit this, but after having read way more in depth on the Tzimisce history than I really ever have up until this point, I'm kind of sitting here going, maybe Tremere had a point. I hate to say it, where it's like, yeah, the Tremere fucked up. Yes, no, I'm not gonna say they're not, but it's just like, I don't know. I think narratively having characters that are detached from humanity and they're like exploring what that could mean can go in an infinite amount of ways, and if you don't have the grounding narratively of having somebody in the scene or in the narrative to go, actually it can lead to problems and lead to some major uncomf and have people cross lines and veils in ways that, like, they maybe weren't expecting when they initially built the character. That might have to have some, like, recheck-ins as the story's going. I don't know. I was like, I normally don't want to tell people no, they can't do things. And it's stuff like this in the canon that kind of has led me to, as a storyteller, responding to people going, I'm not going to tell you no. What I am going to tell you is the world's going to respond in kind. Like, I'm not going to tell people to not play edgy characters and not explore dark topics, but if some of these things were presented to me as a storyteller, I can't justify not having somebody go, oh, you worked with the Nazis, like, for fun and profit? Oh, you're dead. You are so dead. Like, I'd murder. Like, holy shit.
I think this is like kind of also ties into a lot of my problems I've had. I've played Sabbat characters. I've played in short Sabbat games. I think the problem there for me is like it does get so villain coded anymore that it's like there's not really a way to play a good character and be adjacent to any of this.
Yeah.
Or
they make it very difficult.
Which it's like, yes, maybe the Sabbat do have a point about the Elders and that kind of thing. This is also the group that has multiple neo-Nazi groups that they've
actively
weaponized.
Recruiting.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't even talked about, like, the Blood Brothers yet.
Yeah, they did get mentioned, but I was just like, this script's already so many pages, I gotta, like...
Well, they're kind of their own bloodline thing.
It's a lot. And it's one of those, like... There are things within the Sabbat I do find narratively interesting, and I do think they're cool exploring, and I do think Sabbat has point on things. It is hard for me to narratively get interested in that when every time I try to engage with the core material, it is a Nazi doctor with swastika pasties.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I don't want to... Are we the baddies? We got skulls on our hats.
There's that, and then, like you said, there's, like, the so many different versions of the Sabbat within the Sabbat. It's like, even players don't
really
agree on what the Sabbat is.
Yeah.
Because there's, like, everyone's got their personal favorite, and I kind of understand why they kind of wiped the board a little bit, because it's, like, it would have been a problem of, like, well, actually, the Sabbat is the Black Hand, and they control everything, and...
But then the Tame Ra control the Black Hand. Well, wait, what order is it?
But then there's the Inkanu
first? Yeah.
And then there's, like, it's just like a nightmare superstructure.
Great. And
I mean, I like the idea of, like, secret organizations inside of secret organizations inside of secret organizations, because that's kind of how secret organizations work. A lot of the time, it seems like, but it does get silly.
It's
unmanageable.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the gamification of conspiracism.
Yeah,
I did watch the new ContraPoints video, so that's why I'm using that term, because it's a movie documentary about conspiracy theories, but like in terms of like how people who engage with that material, like how they think and how they engage with material, it's really good. But yeah, like gamifying conspiracism like can be interesting, but then you run into these problems where people are just justifying horrifying things, and then the anti-Semitism monster comes up and goes hello, and you're just like, okay, there's that. And then I'm also contending with being a genderqueer person with dealing with the clan that is so coded as being the trans, queer, sex positive, quote unquote clan. Also having these characters that would fucking exterminate me.
Right.
And then it's like, that's weird. That's a weird juxtaposition to have to deal with. And there's also always the problem of the American History X problem of when you're trying to showcase an ideology or something that is bad, in fact. But if you do it in a certain context, people that are in that bad ideology are going to go, but that's actually kind of cool, in fact. Doesn't he look kind of like a badass? Like, we're just misunderstood.
Right.
And then they have American History X posters in their Nazi bedrooms, and you're just like, you missed the point of that entirely.
Yeah.
Shit. So... I'm more in the camp of, like, doing the Mel Brooks thing of just, like, no, make them look silly and foolish and monstrous, but, like, not in a cool, edgy way, but just, like, no, it is unrepentant, this is fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is also an interesting thing to have to explore in a game system that has a humanity rating.
Yeah.
But then you have characters that have these, like these paths of enlightenment, which they've separated themselves from humanity. So, like, doing these objectively horrifying things is good, in fact? And you're not having to roleplay that as, like, being good, in fact? And I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of people that are not, like, mature enough to engage with that kind of material in a way that's, like, responsible.
Well, and it also sometimes just, like, makes it hard to roleplay those things. Like, my Tzimisce is on Path of Metamorphosis.
Yeah.
And, like, in old school, you have your sins, where if you commit these sins, then you have drops, on your path or whatever. You got to roll against it or whatever. And one of them is, like, not experimenting on someone or having, like, caring about their feelings if you're currently doing an experiment. And that, like, eventually becomes, like, almost... kind of like humanity ratings, almost not playable. Like, how am I going to be in a coterie when it's like, if I have a chance to frenzy, I have to give into it, or I have sinned. If I have a chance to not show empathy and, in fact, put one of my coterie mates in danger or pain, if I don't, then I lose, like pathness. At some points it does become like to the point you're just like, I can't even play a character. Does that make sense? It becomes so like unmanageable.
Some people enjoy those kind of games where you're dealing with like how different the two characters are, and they like how that meshes out. Like our game, because I'm playing a high humanity Tremere in our game, so you're just like, I'm doing these experiments and I'm like, I am horrified. I am like, oh fuck no, please do not.
Yeah.
And you're just like, why do you care? Like that's you're holding yourself back, and I'm just like, existential crisis.
Please stop.
But like, we understand the material we're engaging with, and we have the like the consent talks and hash it out OOC and make sure like we're chill with what we're portraying. But if you don't have those kinds of good communication skills, exploring some of this shit is really hard and can like be kind of fucked up.
I guess where I was going, because yes, all of this is true, and you should all absolutely have talks about that kind of thing. But I guess it becomes like, it becomes very difficult to just not be like, okay, I have to be the bad guy now, because if I'm not, I cannot progress on this path.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like, it puts you in a position of like, literally I have to be the bad guy or I cannot progress. Yeah. And that is sometimes very not as fun to engage with, because I personally I like the path of metamorphosis. I like that what I'm doing here. That character isn't as interested in like actually experimenting on other people as much as experimenting on himself. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's the only way that I've been able to play that path in a way that's not like, well, you're my friend, but I do need to like kind of break your arm real quick just so I can see how you'll scream, okay? You know what I mean?
Oh, once we explain BDSM to Deandra,
right.
It's
over.
Yeah, but there's also, I feel like there was a slight missed opportunity. I can understand more in context now why there was this like seeming board wipe for a lot of things with the Tzimisce, because when you just like look what is the plain text, you just have to go as a publisher. Oh God.
Put that away.
You want me to publish this in the year of our Lord 2022?
Right.
Fucking insane.
No way.
No. But the door is left narratively open for like, if you want to play these really villainous characters, you really want to explore that and what that means. That opportunity is there. I just kind of wish there was slightly more guidance from the publishers on playing Tzimisce that are like trying to square their transhumanism against being in a society where people are still trying to maintain that connection and like what that means for them and what does that mean for you. Or leaning more into like young clan, old clan.
I think the Ordea League's really cool for that because they kind of do I think they can really take the place of Sabbat in like representing the old clan or the old clan's beliefs. Like they still have their old knightlyhood. They're going back to like Dark Ages era type Tzimisce where we had the power and the prestige and but you know, it kind of takes them away from like the, oh yeah, you know, there's that entire Tzimisce bloodline in Sabbat who are white supremacists who believe that Cain was the first Aryan. Like that isn't a deep plot line that goes on.
Oh yeah, the one of the Tzimisce I name checked as the official canon Nazi Tzimisces. Like he's part of the foundations of the Tool Society. Like it's
in there.
It's in there.
Yeah.
So it's like I have to talk about this, but it'd be nice if there was more options, for Tzimisce too. Like, if you just want to be a freaky little guy, that freaky little genderqueer or non-binary, just like, what is gender? Fuck it.
Yeah.
If you just want to be like just a little cunty queen that's doing your little fashion house, that's also super a valid opportunity. If you want to get into like modern primitivism and the spirituality aspects of like pain and pleasure and what all that means, and you want to go like super Cenobite with it, I think that's also super a valid way to go. But that's more of like a you exploring yourself and not so much like you imposing your transhumanism upon other people.
That's kind of where
that's kind of where the ick factor comes in for a lot of folks.
Yeah.
It's I feel kind of bad having to come down so hard on so many of these things, because it's like, I know for a lot of people, like, this is their favorite baby. This is their thing.
This is my thing. I get it.
Yeah, but I'm just like, I just having to do this the same reading of all the other clans that I did for this, and I'm like, first clan episode, like, I got onto the Venture for, there's the character art page where it's a Venture in a full SS officer uniform.
there's a problem
That's
here.
a problem. That's bad.
Yeah.
But at least in the text there, the Venture are acknowledging, like, that was fucked.
Yeah.
And some of them did something about it. So it's like, okay, it would be cool if the text and the narrative, there was more of a, like, backlash from the other Tzimisce.
I guess that's what I was kind of trying to get at earlier, is, like, I wish they had more of that in there.
Yeah.
Showing, like, no, not all Tzimisce are fucking Nazis. Not all of them.
Yeah.
Some of them. And when they do,
absolutely.
they get really fucking into it.
And then they, then there's, like, other Tzimisces who are, very Slavic folks or Bosnians or whatever that are just like, fuck these guys.
Yeah, I will find him in his house. I will break in. I know I'm not supposed to. I know that's faux pas. I'm gonna break into his house and kill him. That, I wish they had a couple of those in there. A
couple of those guys, or like very old Voids that are just like, what you guys are doing is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you're so still wrapped in your own humanity that you care about the color of their skin and your skin? That's weird. That's the phenotype? That's what you're hooked up on?
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That would have been nice.
That would have been cool. Like, that would have added more dimension to it, too,
Instead of just leather and being bad.
Yeah.
Or we're just more flesh piles.
Goop.
Yeah, just more vagina-did-hadas. There's so many illustrations of just, this vulva has teeth. And I'm like, sick.
This vulva has a vulva that has teeth.
Yeah, and it's like, if my islands of respite in the reading of your narrative is beteethed vulvas, just like, thank God, the comfort of toothed vulva.
Chomp, chomp.
Yeah.
Chomp, chomp, chomp.
And I'm just like, I've had to read about so many fucking genocides for this show. I love you all, but like, god damn it. Why is it like this? Anyways, we gotta Hunter, any other final thoughts, questions, concerns?
No, I think we got a whole nother episode coming up.
We do.
We talked about a lot.
We get to talk about witchcraft.
Witchcraft. It's not going to be as in-depth as Sarah's. Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
The end.
You're doing your best, though, and we appreciate you.
Fucking, there's a lot of contradictory stuff.
Uh-huh. Welcome to hell.
Yeah, I mean, like, I should know this by now, because I do listen to you talk about it. But, like, damn.
But yeah, the books, they don't agree with each other. But what we can agree on is thank you, Paralyze, for the music.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
It's good music.
The tunes are good. I appreciate the rest. But we have social media on Instagram and TikTok and Blue Sky. And if you type in blankbodies on those, you should find us.
True.
We have a community Discord, so if you want to come hang out and yell at me for not representing the clan correctly according to you for whatever reason, I'm expecting so much bad backlash.
I'm expecting as the
so much.
fan in the group, go ahead and give us backlash if you want to, sure, whatever. But like, we gotta be real that our babies sometimes are monsters. And it sucks that they're written like that, and I wish they would be written better. But let's just acknowledge
that means we can write
like
things
that.
better.
Exactly.
Yeah, we have the tools.
Let's take this context and look at it like, okay, this is a guidepost of what not to do.
Yeah.
Thanks, writers in the early aughts, for being dumb and edgy.
I am assuming good intent, because there's a lot of bits where I'm like, the intent.
Yeah.
I can see where the intent is going.
Mm-hmm.
Did not stick that landing.
Didn't do a great job.
Especially with my 2025 eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. But yeah, community Discord, people playing games, people hanging out, people sharing memes, workshopping characters, in fact.
Yeah.
If you appreciate our work and our effort and you want to give us a few doll hairs, we do have a Patreon. Woohoo! You can give us a few doll hairs at whatever tier you seem comfortable with.
Yeah.
You get access to Patreon exclusive parts of the Discord that we will chitty chat with folks about things we're working on in the show and share little memes and ha-has.
Yeah.
Also, you get to vote on polls that help us direct how we are doing the show to make sure we're providing content y'all give a fuck about.
Yeah.
Plus, you get bonus episodes every month. We're currently in our reviewing Kindred the Embraced arc. Oh my god.
It's fun.
There is acting.
There is acting.
There is acting, for sure.
And our next Patreon poll, or goal, sorry, is my brain is shot. If we get to $750 a month, everyone who is part of the Patreon is going to get a exclusive enamel pin.
Ooh.
For helping
I
support
want an
us
enamel pin
through this journey.
I should join our Patreon.
You should.
So I can get an enamel pin.
You should. We appreciate you and your efforts to support our efforts. If you're doing a cool thing and you want to share it with the community, whether it is art, music, game writing, actual plays, LARPs, costuming, all sorts of things. Hit us up at blankbodies@gmail. We will organize to have you as part of our interview series.
Yeah.
Else. Is there anything else?
Not that I can think of. I think we're good.
Woohoo!
I can't think of anything. No.
Do you mind kissing us out, Zimmy boy?
Mwah.